Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and neck head straight in one line, your right palm on your left. And gently close your eyes, please, and focus your mind to this bell sound. Also, while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Just focus to the sound. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So your right palm on your left and keep your neck head straight in one line and bring your attention to your body. Scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say, So Patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also, think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and later observe the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within form, feeling, sensation, formations, and recognition. So, in the beginning, mentally relax your body step by step, relax your head, relax your forehead, relax your eyebrows, relax your eyes, relax your ears, relax your nose, relax your upper lip, relax your lower lip, relax your chin, and relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth, relax your tongue, Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest and relax your abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs. Relax your heart. Relax your liver. Relax your kidneys. Relax your gallbladder. Relax your pancreas. Relax your small intestine. Relax your large intestine. Relax your all abdominal organs. Relax your buttock. Relax your thigh. Relax your knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your foot and relax your toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles. Bring your attention to your body and feel your whole body as one. Bring your attention to the lower part of your body and observe very carefully and see is there any strong sensation, any feelings, tightness, heaviness, heat. If you can recognize, just get a mental note and observe. Don't interfere. You may see many places, but find one place and just keep observe without thinking about it. And bring attention to the lower back area. You observe and see if there any strong sensation, any feelings. And bring attention to your upper back and shoulders. And see if there any strong sensation or any feelings. Just get a mental note. And bring attention to your whole body and scan head to toes. And see if there any strong sensation anywhere in your body. Just find a one place and settle down there and observe and see how the pain or the sensation change itself. Bring attention in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Slowly and gently observe how the inhalation exhalation happen itself and recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation through the sensation of inhalation, exhalation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Also, you may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. And drop all the details related to inhalation, exhalation. Just get into the sensation and see the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within the sensation you recognize. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it. with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, with this meditation practice, our main purpose is to clear our mind from the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So, with that intention, we follow these techniques, and at the same time, we follow the Dhamma. So, when we follow the Dhamma, it is just not only the meditation, and in day-to-day life, you have to be aware about your actions. And out of this all, the most important thing is recognizing and seeing your mind, the very nature of the mind. Mostly in your mind, if you can recognize whenever the greed or the hatred or the delusion arise, and also if you can recognize when the greed, hatred and disappeared, and your mind free from that, that also a good result that you gain out of this practice. So even seeing this greed, hatred and the delusion itself called Dhamma. And that itself you are with the practice. Why? Because if you don't see the greed, hatred and the delusion in you, maybe you see more other information around you, inside you, around you, and even with the world. But still, what will happen? Because of the greed, hatred and the delusion inside you, it creates defilement or the phenomena again and again and again, and we will be in the samsara. So if you look at the world, it doesn't matter whatever the field, politics, religions, science, technology, economy, nature, that everywhere, why this all the problems come? Even though we more matured with the ordinary knowledge, why still we are more go towards the difficulties? Because of our greed, hatred, and the delusion inside us. Even though we are capable to see this universe to many, many light years away, we didn't develop a science or the technology or the method to see and recognize our very greed, hatred, and the delusion within us. So the meditation is a way that you gain access to your mind and you see this. During Buddha's time, there was an ascetic called Mauliya Sivaka. This Mauliya Sivaka one day visited the Buddha. And he came to Buddha and asked, Venerable Sir, I heard your Dhamma, it is directly visible. It is nothing to divert or nothing that you have to get any help from something, directly visible. Another thing is immediately effective. When you see right away, it brings the result. Another one is calling one to see, calling one to come and see. So this means that anyone will come to see this. It is not, oh, this person cannot recognize this, or this is not allowed to this person. It is not like that. Any human being can experience this. And other one is leading towards, taking you towards, leading towards, from here to forward. So, and another one is personally realized by themselves. It is not for you, somebody else cannot do this. Personally, yourself, you have to realize, you have to experience. Immediately effective and directly visible, and anybody come and see, and it's leading towards, and personally, yourself, you have to experience. So this Mauliya Sivaka asks, Venerable Sir, how this Dhamma can do this? What is this? So then the Buddha asks, Sivaka, when there is a greed in your mind, can you recognize it? So this Mauliya Sivaka used to practice kind of like a different method of meditation, and he was in a different school, related to different school. So he able to practice somehow kind of meditation. So then he told, oh, Venerable Sir, when there is a greed, I can recognize it. And then asked Sivaka, when there is no greed, can you recognize it? Then the Sivaka answered, oh, Venerable Sir, when there is no greed in my mind, I can recognize, I know that. So then the Buddha said, Sivaka, that is Dhamma. You are in Dhamma. So when you see, if you are in your mind, when there is a greed, if you know, you are in Dhamma right away, that you see it. And when there is no greed, if you see that and recognize, that also you are in Dhamma. And then again ask Sivaka, when there is anger in your mind, can you see it? Of course, when there is anger, I can see it. Then Sivaka, you are in Dhamma. So when there is no anger, can you see it? So then the Sivaka told, of course, when there's no anger, I can see it. So that is Dhamma. And the hatred and the delusion, ignorance, doubt. So this kind of situations. Then the Buddha asked Sivaka, when there is ignorance or the doubt or the not knowing about something, do you know? Can you see? Of course, Venerable Sir, I can see. So when you know something, can you see it? Do you know that? Of course, I know. Oh, that is what called Dharma. So this is a very, very little sutra, small sutra, but it giving us the deeper mechanism of the mind and the Dhamma. See, when you able to see your own greed, hatred, and the delusion in your mind, if you know that, right away, you are in Dhamma. What does that mean? Because when you see you are in anger, you are in greed, you are in ignorance, that seeing is the most important part to gain your liberation. Our problem is, without seeing, we try to do things, we try to apply things for that. No, first you have to see. First you have to develop the method to see your mind. Mostly we don't do that. Even we get into the precepts and we practice many kind of rituals to stay away from the greed, hatred, and the delusion. But the thing is, we don't see when it arises in our mind. And even we don't see when it is not in our mind. So the Dhamma means purification of your mind. So how you can purify it? The method of the purification, it is not about doing something or stay away from something. That doesn't make you are going to purify it. So as example, when there is a dirt in your garment, in your cloth, in your this robe, so then you know you wash and you go, yeah. But the very first thing to clean this, the very first quality, the important thing that you should have, seeing it and recognizing. Because if you don't see the dirt, maybe you will wash, but you're not going to apply maybe the right method, the right detergent, or right amount of the wash on the pressure, or maybe if there are any grease or any hard something, then maybe you have to use by hand. You maybe washing machine cannot do it. But first, to do this all, you have to recognize it. So the same thing for us. When it come to mind, when it come to Dharma, Dharma is itself take you to see your mind. Even through the meditation, this everything try to help you to see your mind. In your mind, there are three things: greed, hatred, and the delusion. Because those are the things bring all the unnecessary things to our mind. So if you able to see when it is there, that is the first quality that you have to develop. Don't worry about what you have to do or like that. No, first see. Because seeing sometimes, seeing itself help you to get out of it. Just seeing. When you don't see, whatever you apply, maybe it doesn't work. That is the mostly the problem with us. See, that we are greedy, we don't see. And we have the anger, we don't see. We have the ignorance, we don't see. And even with the others also the same. Around the world, if you look, everywhere, and even one person to entire country, or even from king to beggar, or the president to just the civil person, millionaires to very pure person. And sometimes they themselves don't recognize their greed, hatred, and the delusion. But maybe they know about the lot of things, but they don't see in their mind how it happened. So the dharma is a method that take you to deeper in your mind and see the greed, hatred, and the delusion it is there. And also when it is not there, that also you can see. So primarily seeing is the one of the most important solution that you have to get, not looking for what to do. So even you have a disease physically. If you get another analogy, just imagine you have a physically something. So you go to doctors, and sometimes people go to different doctors. But if the doctor, whoever the doctor recognize the right exact problem, what does that mean? He see it. So that recognition itself give the solution 50%. So then yourself the same. In your life, remember to see your mind. That is the most important success that you gain out of this whole practice. So that's why the Buddha mentioned to Sivaka. So if you see the mind right away, you are in Dhamma. If you see the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and when you see your mind is not with the greed, hatred, and the delusion itself, you gain this all the benefit out of the Dhamma. Because you are the only one can see this, and it is self-experience, and when you see it by yourself, you cannot deny it. Then that seeing itself bring the solution to it. And other thing is the most important part, that mostly we don't see it within ourselves, and but we able to see the greed, hatred, and the delusion within others. So today I'm going to tell you something. Remember this in your life. This is very important. So you go to somebody, and then you see this very nice pen, and then you ask, can I have this pen? Then that person tell, no, 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 I want this. So whatever you like, and when you ask, if other person don't give, and sometimes you think, oh, this person so greedy. So whatever you ask, maybe anything. If the other person say no, you may think that person greedy. And also the owner of this pen, maybe you ask from me, oh, can I have this pen? I say no. And then I think about you, oh, you are in so greedy. So whatever you see, you ask. So this happen like that way. It's happened everywhere. And then the anger. Sometimes we use the anger to recognize others. And maybe we make jokes. Another person get mad about it. And then we say, oh, you get angry. Or maybe we have a kind of like a discussion, and then other person go mad. And then we say, oh, you get angry. Oh, you are an angry person. And maybe that we say like that, And at the same time, whoever get angry also think we are angry. The same thing can happen. And when it comes to ignorance, also same. And then sometimes you ask a question from me, oh, Venerable Sir, do you know this sutra? Or do you know this or that or whatever, uh, some details about it? Then I say, I don't know about it. Oh, then you think, maybe you don't say, oh, he's ignorance. He don't know about it. He should know this. He's an idiot. So like that. You don't say, but you think. See, you recognize other person through that way. And also, maybe I don't know the answer. So then I was in another talk about, maybe as example, I was talking about generosity, and then you ask a question about the Buddha's life, character. So we had a talk about the generosity. Then I think about you, oh, this person ignorance, because we having a different discussion. Why this person asked this kind of question during this time? See, when I don't give the answer, when I say I don't know, and you think I am ignorance, and at the same time, I think when it is not related to this topic, and I think you are ignorance. So those are the three categories we always have in our mind to divide people, with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So in this Molya Sivaka, what he asked and what the Buddha said, if you able to see the greed, hatred, and the delusion when it is in your mind, and when it is not in your mind, you are in Dhamma. Not about others, but ourselves. What is happening? We don't see we have the greed, hatred, or the delusion in our mind. Mostly in day-to-day life with situations, we judge others, we think about others, we name others, and we categorize others with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. We don't see it is in our mind. So, this is the science. If you see when the greed, hatred, and the delusion arise in you, or when the greed, hatred, or the delusion not in your mind, you will never see another person mind, or you're not going to categorize another person with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. Look at the Buddha or the Enlightenment. They in the story that you see, they never categorize anybody like that way. And that whoever came to Buddha never mentioned, because they come with the kind of like different ideas, whoever. And then they ask completely different questions. But Buddha never told anybody, oh, you are in anger, oh, you are ignorance, you are greedy, like that. There is no, in the Tripitaka, there is no place that the Buddha addressed like that way to a person. You see, 86,000 sutras, 84,000 sutras. In that any sutras, just imagine all the conversations. No, most of the Buddha sutras or even in other enlightened masters. So anyone, so then you have to understand what is what is happening here. When you recognize in your mind this, that recognition itself detach you from that nature. But if you don't see it within yourself, what will happen? So whatever you recognize this outside world, it's not going to work. So that is what we keep doing. The danger is this. So to recognize this, you have to be a little bit slow and think a little bit deeply. Okay, this is what happening. So we went through greed, hatred, and the delusion example, and how you think about others, and at the same time, how other person can think about you. So as example, the question that you asked from me. So you thought, oh, this monk is ignorant. He don't know. He's not educated. So like that way. And I think, so you ask a wrong question and you are not educated, because we have a different discussion and at the same time you ask a different question. So like that. So when you think about me, I am ignorance. You think like that way because you are ignorance. And if I think you are ignorance, I think like that way because I am ignorance. So then when it come to greed, you ask me something, you ask this pen from me, I say no. And I think you are greedy. I think like that way because I am greedy. And you think, oh, this monk, this is a pen. He cannot give, he cannot let go this pen. He's so greedy, monk. You think like that way because you are greedy. Anger the same. And maybe you make a joke and then I get mad and then you think, oh, this monk get angry. Oh, maybe in the family, and sometimes you think about others like that. Oh, he get mad, he get angry. You think like that way because you are angry. So that's why when you see in your mind the greed, hatred, and the delusion, that seeing itself will help you to get it out of you. And when you are out of the greed, hatred, or the delusion, you're not going to somebody like in greed, hatred, and the delusion. And you may see deeply their mind and their behavior, their character, but you're not going to categorize them according to greed, hatred, and the delusion. What will happen? You will apply necessary feedback or reaction to them without categorizing. So as example, somebody in anger, without categorizing, oh, he's angry, maybe you become more relaxed, comfortable. Why? Because that is the way to deal with that. Just thinking about other person angry doesn't make any solution to the situation. Or maybe recognizing other person greed and without categorizing that person greedy, and you may recognizing that person needs something. He's in need. That person needs the pain. When you recognize that way, it comes with the more compassion and understanding. Then you don't think about the greed. And maybe somebody, doing gardening and like to do something, and there is a one place, a small place, and need a plant, and then that they visiting your house and they see some flower, and that person think about that place suddenly and think, can I have branch of this plant? And then you think, oh, whatever, see, they ask always greedy. So you think like that way because you are greedy. How? Because you attach to that tree. You don't see that. You are in greed. That's why you think other person in greed. If you are not greedy, you may see that person in need. So that is how, when you are get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and you start to apply with the loving kindness, generosity, and compassion, it is a deeper, psychological method. But when you practice it little by little, slowly, being aware yourself, understanding yourself. Why? Because through this samsaric journey, we have this habitual pattern to react that way. Maybe suddenly you're not going to get out of it, but now you heard it. So then remember in your mind, try yourself. Never think about anybody. This person greedy, this person angry, this person ignorance. At least try to stop in that way, and while you're practicing this, and start to observe yourself whenever the things go unbalanced in you, when you feel uncomfortable, when you kind of like a discomfort, that's mean the comfort, the disconnected. So see why it is happening, deeper observe yourself. That is where you get the refuge of this Dhamma, and you get protect out of it right away, immediately itself, without, there's no gap with the time. It's going to happen next day, it's going to happen after you die. It is not like right away in that very moment. So if you see the greed in your mind, right away in that very moment, the greed disappearing. Or maybe it will help you to hold it. Right away, when you see you are in anger, right away in that very moment, it start to slow down, go away, or maybe you hold it back. Or if you see the ignorance right away, it not allow you to come out of your bodily, verbally, or mentally action. It hold you. That is where you become personally experience this, and that is where your wisdom going to become more sharp and clear. Look at the world. Sometimes we able to deal with a lot of outside things, then the people go to space, and yesterday you may saw that, how they do things, far away in this earth, where people are more capable to do a lot of things with the outside world. And in the future, it's going to be more advanced. But, deeply within ourselves, if you don't recognize this greed, hatred, and the delusion, remember, it always, life going to be hard, difficult, sad, worry, unhappy, and fearful, danger, anxiety, depression. You're going to go to sleep with this everything in you. And when the reproduction happen with the soul, your blueprint, bring the photocopy of that all miseries. So at the same time, if you are able to recognize this greed, hatred, and the delusion, and purify your heart from it and become clean from it, that clarity, uplift your awareness and your consciousness and your wisdom. So then your bodily, verbally, and mentally action reflect that. And that reflection and it's bring the blueprint and the photocopy with the loving kindness, generosity, and the wisdom. So you're going to go with your reproductive cell and reproductive ideas, and your reproductive tomorrow, your life, next generations. So then remember, it is, as a human being, that is the most highest experience that you can gain. So when it go to Dhamma, this is what the Dhamma. It doesn't matter high priest or the monk or the high priest, or the any ascetic or whoever practice, or any master, even yourself, it doesn't matter how you can sit straight, and how many hours you sit, how many talks that you can give, it doesn't matter how sweet your voice, that doesn't matter. End of the day, when you close your eyes, if you can see your own greed, hatred, and the delusion when it arises, That is what called Dharma. If you cannot see it, you are not came even closer to the shadow of the Dhamma. Remember that. You are not closer. So then yourself try to see it deeply within yourself. Don't, without seeing, don't try to think how to maintain or how to do or what to do like that. Don't think. Because we mostly talk about anger management, generosity, and try to become wise. We all over the world, you send children to school and you do a lot of things with yourself, and all over the world our lifestyle always is to develop the other part of this. But without seeing, we put all the wisdom to our ignorance, and we put all the loving kindness to our top of our anger, and we put our all the generosity top of our greediness. That's why this mess happening around the world, even within our own life. So then, rather than looking for solution, looking for anger management, looking for generosity, looking for wisdom, the very first thing is start to see the greed, hatred, and the delusion within yourself. The seeing itself become the solution to it. And once you purify it, that you will see itself. It is called the wisdom. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhiti gayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammam asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.